Hi, I'm Peter Murray, and on behalf of XVive, I'd like to show you the MD1 wireless MIDI system. MD1 allows you to wirelessly connect 5-pin MIDI equipment to a Bluetooth low-energy enabled device such as a Mac computer, iPad, or iPhone. Or if you have two MD1 sets, you can wirelessly transmit MIDI information between two non-Bluetooth MIDI devices. No MIDI cable required. MD1 is a very compact system that is made up of two parts. First is the main adapter, which is used to obtain power from a MIDI out DIN connector and send MIDI messages wirelessly. The other is the sub adapter, which is used to receive MIDI messages via the MIDI in DIN connector of the MIDI device. The sub adapter gets its power from the main adapter via the attached cable. Note that the sub adapter must be connected to a main adapter in order to function. The main adapter of the MD1 system has an LED indicator that slowly flashes blue when it's plugged in and receiving power. MD1 uses 2.4 GHz Bluetooth 5 and Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE wireless technology. When connecting to an iPhone or iPad, iOS 8 or later is required. When connecting to a Mac computer, Bluetooth 4.0 or later is required. MD1 doesn't require external power. It gets the power it needs from the MIDI device it's connected to. The latency is very low, going down to an incredible 3 milliseconds with connections between two MD1 units. Officially, the MD1 has a 20-meter wireless range without obstructions. That's just over 65 feet. But many tests have gone well beyond that. Since there are so many sound producing and music creation apps available these days, there's a lot of music you can make with a laptop. But unless you're doing something really simple, you're going to find the computer keyboard and trackpad or mouse to be very clumsy when it comes to playing chords, melodies, and beats. MD1 allows you to connect a MIDI keyboard, synth, or controller to your Mac computer to play and record with your favorite DAW, soft synth, or music creation app. And it's a lot more comfortable and natural playing on a real keyboard. As long as your Mac computer or laptop has Bluetooth Low Energy, or BLE, you're good to go. To make sure it does, click the Apple logo in the top left corner and then select About This Mac. Click on the System Report button. Select Bluetooth in the sidebar menu underneath Hardware. Scan down the list of information. If you find Bluetooth Low Energy supported, yes, then your Mac is compatible. To show you how easy it is to use the MD1 to play a MIDI keyboard through a MacBook Pro, I'm going to connect the MD1 to this keyboard. First, the larger unit is plugged into the MIDI out jack. Then the smaller unit is plugged into the in jack, and the cable connects the two units. Now I can turn on the keyboard. And you will notice the LED on the MD1 starts flashing blue. Over on the laptop, I first turn on Bluetooth by navigating to System Preferences and Bluetooth. Then I click on the Go menu, then Utilities, then I double-click on Audio MIDI Setup. I click on the Bluetooth icon, and now I should see XVive MD1 listed under Device Name. I click on Connect. I click on Connect. I click on Connect. And with that, the laptop is ready to receive MIDI from the keyboard. There's an amazing array of virtual synthesizers, drum machines, and music creation apps available for the iPhone these days as well. But as you may have noticed, it's very hard to play anything beyond the most simple of melodies and beats on such a small screen. And as you also may have noticed, the iPhone does not have a MIDI port. Luckily, it does have Bluetooth, which means that it can receive MIDI messages from any MIDI instrument or controller using the MD1. Connecting an MD1 to the iPhone is incredibly easy. First of all, make sure your iPhone supports Bluetooth 4.0 or higher. You should be fine unless you have an iPhone 4 or earlier and/or are running iOS 7 or earlier. Once again, we start by connecting the MD1 to the MIDI device, as described earlier, and we power on the device. Then we go on the iPhone and turn on Bluetooth. Next, we download and install the MIDImeter app, which you will find for free on the App Store. Open the app, click on the device menu at the bottom right of the screen, find X5 MD1 in the list, click Not Connected, and click Pair on the Bluetooth pairing request pop-up window. The status of MD1 in the list will be updated to Connected, indicating that the connection has been successful. Then you can press the Home button on the iOS device to minimize MIDImeter and keep it running in the background. Lastly, open up any music app that accepts external Bluetooth MIDI input, such as this Module app. Most of these apps will include a settings window where you will be able to select MD1 as the MIDI input. If so, connect to MD1 and start making music. If you wish to send MIDI signals from one non-Bluetooth MIDI device to another without using a MIDI cable, you can simply use two MD1 units. This works great for playing a MIDI keyboard through a rack mount synth. Start with both units powered off and connect the MD1 units on both ends. Then power on both units and you should be connected. It's that simple. Of course, it will also work with synthesizers that have a MIDI input. One great application of this is to use the sounds of a foot-controlled synth without having to play them with your feet. There are many other types of MIDI devices that can be used with the MD1, including keyboards, synthesizers, and rack mount synthesizers, electronic drum kits, drum machines, and drum pad controllers, keytars, electronic accordions and electronic wind instruments, MIDI controllers, foot controllers and pads, and effect pedals and effect rack units. MIDI is often used to send messages from foot pedal controllers and switches, for example, to change the patches on a guitar modeling amplifier or effect unit, change parameters on a digital mixing console, or even just to start and stop a drum machine. Being able to do so wirelessly with MD1 increases your freedom of movement and reduces clutter, whether you're playing or recording at home or on a live gig. For more MD1 information and updates, please visit x5audio.com. You can buy the MD1 at any X5 dealer or online retailer worldwide. Thanks for watching.